Okay, this is part 2 of the Wikipedia list of film accidents. And on part 1, we left off with Jesse James, film from 1939. So part 2, we're going to continue with The Wizard of Oz from 1939. Margaret Hamilton was badly burned during a scene in which her character, the Wicked Witch of the West, vanished in a burst of flame and smoke. A delay in activating a trap door left her exposed to the pyrotechnic device. Her stunt double was also injured in a scene having a smoking broomstick. Buddy Ebsen suffered a severe allergic reaction to his Tin-Man makeup that resulted in a collapsed lung and lifelong breathing issues. He was unable to continue working on the production and was replaced by Jack Haley. Okay, 1940s. Citizen Kane, 1941. While filming, Orson Welles tripped down a staircase and chipped his ankle bone, forcing him to use a wheelchair for the next 2 weeks. Welles also injured his hand during a scene where he destroyed a room. My Life for Ireland, a film from 1941, an anti-British propaganda film made by the Germans. During the epic final battle scene, several extras were killed when one of them stepped on a live landmine. The footage is said to have been included in the release prints, although no proof of this has ever been established. The movie They Died with Their Boots On from 1941. 3 horsemen perished during the cavalry charge, one of whom was extra Jack Budlong, whose horse tripped as he rode alongside Errol Flynn. As he fell forward, he had the foresight to toss his sword ahead of him. Unfortunately, it landed handle down and stuck in place. Budlong was impaled on his own sword and died in a Los Angeles hospital a few hours later. Oh my gosh. Signed with Their Honor, an unfinished film from 1943. This was to have been a British war film based on the 1942 novel of the same name by James Aldrich, but during filming in Cheshire, a pair of Gladiator biplanes collided, injuring both pilots who managed to escape by parachute. After this incident, the film project was abandoned. Oh my gosh. Okay, now we're moving on to the 1950s. Okay. 1950s, The Conqueror. 1956. The exterior scenes were shot on location near St. George, Utah. 137 miles downwind of the United States government's Nevada test site. In 1953, extensive above-ground nuclear weapons testing had occurred at the test site as part of Operation Upshot Knothole. Director Dick Powell died of cancer January 1963. Pedro Armendariz was diagnosed with kidney cancer in 1960. He committed suicide in 1963 after he learned his condition had become terminal. Susan Hayward, John Wayne, and Agnes Moorehead all died of cancer in the 1970s. Cast member John Hoyt died of lung cancer in 1991. The cast and crew totaled 220 people. By 1981, 91 of them had developed some form of cancer and 46 had died of the disease. Several of John Wayne and Susan Hayward's relatives also had cancer scares as well after visiting the set. Michael Wayne developed skin cancer. His brother Patrick Wayne had a benign tumor removed from his chest, and Hayward's son Tim Parker had a benign tumor removed from his mouth. That's terrible. Underground, a movie from 1958. Gareth Jones was playing a character who was to have suffered a heart attack during the play. Coincidentally, Jones suffered a massive heart attack and died during a live television video production off camera between two of his scenes while he was still in makeup. The Horse Soldiers, a film from 1959. Fred Kennedy, a veteran stuntman and bit player, was killed in a horse fall on location in Louisiana. Director John Ford was so upset he closed the set and had to film the rest of the scene later in the San Fernando Valley and in a cut-down version. Solomon and Sheba, a film from 1959. While filming a fencing scene with fellow co-star and friend George Sanders, Tyrone Power suffered a fatal heart attack and died en route to the hospital. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay, now we're moving on to the 1960s. Okay, 1960s. The Alamo, film from 1960. Actor Lawrence Harvey, who played Colonel W.B. Travis, was injured when a cannon recoiled while firing, with one of the wheels rolling over his foot, fracturing the foot. He did not reveal his injury until filming of the scene was complete. Spartacus, a film from 1960. Actor Charles McGraw suffered a broken jawbone on the set of the Roman epic. During the revolt at the gladiator school, Spartacus, played by Kirk Douglas, is seen forcing the head of evil trainer Marcellus, played by McGraw, into a cauldron of soup, drowning him. McGraw's jawbone struck the rim of the pot, sustaining a fracture, but he managed to continue the scene nevertheless. The Guns of Navarone, a film from 1961. Actor David Niven almost drowned during filming of an ocean storm scene inside a large water tank. He sustained a cut lip, which led the actor to be hospitalized with septicemia, which halted production on the film for 1 full month. He insisted on returning to complete filming of his scenes before he had fully recovered, later causing a relapse of his illness, which resulted in another 7 weeks hospital stay. Flower on Stone, a film from 1962. Soviet actress Berta Cherchenko suffered third-degree burns while filming in a burning barracks on July 30th, 1960. She died in the hospital on August 15th. Bertachenko was 3 months pregnant at the time of her death. Oh, that's terrible. How the West Was Won, a film from 1962. Stuntman Bob Morgan, husband of Yvonne DiCarlo, was seriously injured and lost a leg during a break in filming a gunfight on a moving train. Chains holding logs on a flatbed car, crushing Morgan as he crouched beside them. Oh my gosh. Lawrence of Arabia, a film from 1962. Actor Peter O'Toole was nearly killed where he fell from his camel. He also injured his hand during filming by punching through the window of a caravan while drunk. A brace or bandage can be seen on his left thumb during the first train attack scene in the movie, presumably due to this unfortunate incident. The War Lover, a film from 1962. During aerial filming over the English Channel, parachutists jump from a vintage B-17 to simulate a bailout. One of the jumpers, Englishman Mike Riley, drowned in the sea below. Goldfinger, 1964. Harold Sakata burned his hand while filming the fight at Fort Knox, where his character, Oddjob, gets electrocuted, but he continued to act as the scene was still being filmed. The Flight of the Phoenix, a film from 1965. On July 8th, 1965, pilot Paul Mance crashed and was killed on a second take, making a low pass. Lieutenant Robin Crusoe, USN, film from 1965. Cameraman Robert King Baggett was killed during filming in Kauai when a huge wave hit his boat and washed him overboard. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, that's it for part 2.